Hi, and welcome back to Hunt Hill at Home. Today's topic is spiders. Now, not all of you like spiders, and I know that. However, spiders are actually more helpful than they are harmful to humans. Spiders are great at reducing pests and catching all those things that bother you, like mosquitoes and gnats. Today we're going to look at the engineering side of spiders, and we're going to build a spider web. For this, you're going to need some sort of hoop. I have an embroidery hoop, but you can use all sorts of things. If you have a hula hoop, or if you have some sort of circular object like the top of a yogurt container that you can cut the center out of. You can use that as well. You'll need some yarn, and you'll need a pair of scissors. So, we're going to be talking about a little bit about how spiders make their webs as we make our own web. So you'll start with the hoop. In the wild, there's not a hoop that the spider uses. They just find an opening, maybe between trees or in a windowsill, wherever they can find a place to build their web. And before we begin our build, we're going to share the joke of the day. So, where do spiders find out information they don't know? On the web. All right, so to start out, you're going to get your hoop, and you're going to cut 3 pieces that are a little bit longer than your hoop. We'll be tying these on, so make sure you leave enough space to tie with. So there's 1. Here's 2, and here's 3. These 3 are going to form what is called the radii of the spider web. Now, the way we have to do it is a little different because we don't have sticky substances like the spider does. So when the spider produces a web, it produces it from its cephalothorax, which is this part of its body, and it comes out back here at its spinnerets. The spinnerets are what allow it to use its web and to attach its web to itself. So we're going to have to tie on here in order to make our radii. So we're just going to use a simple knot where you'll go through the hole and pull tight, and then again pull tight. Now this is going to go all the way across the center of your hoop. Pull it really tight so it's got a firm tension, and then you can tie it off. Again, just through the loop and pull, and then again through a loop and pull. All right, I have one of my parts of the web. Now this is called a radii and not a diameter. If any of you know about math, you would say this is the diameter of the circle. However, the spider doesn't make it in one full swoop. They actually make it in several parts. And right here, they make what's called a central hub. The hub is where the spider comes back to stick things on. So the spider would have come down and connected things to the hub, and then gone back up, and then they'd go around and start another radii. So we're going to start our next one. And again, since we've got 3, you can go about 1/3 of the way. And we're going to tie a knot. And then tie a knot on the opposite side. Make sure you pull it nice and tight. Okay, last one. Tie a knot. And tie a knot. Okay, you should have something that looks like this. Now, look at the very center. All of these should intersect in the center. If they're not, you can adjust your strings a little bit so they're all right there. And if you want to, you can also build a center hub just like a spider web. So I'm going to make a little center hub by cutting a little piece and just wrapping it around where they all intersect and tying a loose knot there. The spider actually takes out this hub at the very end of building it. So you don't want to have it too tight where you can't take it off. All right. The next part is going to be all of these little spirals. The spider actually goes through two different sections of this. First, they'll do a base spiral, and that one is not sticky. That one just provides structure for the spider web. But then it does a second spiral above it that is sticky. We're just going to do one today because it would take a long time to do several. So I'm going to take a lot of string and cut it. And since this is a lot of string, what I'm going to do, just for my ease, is I'm going to wrap it around my fingers so that I've got a little ball that I can work with. The spider has this all inside its body still, so they don't have to worry about wrapping it in a ball. Okay, so you take your end and you can tie it to your outside of one of your radii. Now, since we're not spiders, we can't stick our web together. So what we're going to do is we're just going to wrap it around. So you bring the string over and you wrap it around just once. And then you bring it to the next one and wrap it around just once. Already you can start to see some of it forming. It looks kind of like spokes on a wheel. Make sure you're pulling it tight each time you wrap it around so that you're forming a nice tight spider web. As we go around, you'll get back to where you started. So you want to leave about an inch, or you can decide how much space you want to leave between the top one and the bottom one, and then just keep going around. Okay, I'm starting to get pretty close to the center of my circle here. I'm just going to do about 3 rotations of this. Already you can start to appreciate how much work it is for a spider to make these webs. And they're building it out of webs that they produce from their body. So it takes a lot of energy for them as well to make these. Once you get to the end of your string, you can definitely tie it off right where you want to end. If you run out of yarn and you need more, you can always tie more onto the end of your yarn too. So there we go. We have a spider web. Now, a fun game that you can play with people at your house is you can actually pretend to be the spider. So if my spider had made this web, it would want to sit in the web and have its legs touching all the different sides and feeling where something might be. It will use its sense of feeling to sense any vibrations that are going on here. So if you want to play this at home, what you can do is you can put your fingers on this central hub here, and you can close your eyes and have a family member pull on one of the little parts here, and you can try to see if you can figure out which direction it's coming from. Oh, I almost forgot. When the spider is totally done, they remove their central hub. So this little bit that I added here to hold it all together, I can just untie that and remove it. I don't need it anymore. If you want to keep this as a decoration, you definitely can. And you can add more colors and more strands to make it really pop out. I like to trim off all of these extra little bits from where we tied it off, so it looks a little bit more tidy. All right, well, thank you so much for watching at home. If you have friends who do not have Facebook who would want to watch at home, we have posted our videos on our website, which is hunthill.org, hunthill.org, and you can see those videos there as well. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.